The clinical language services is a patient-centered communication model. It is based on scientific evidence to eliminate communication barriers that might impede full understanding, of diagnosis, treatment plans between providers and patients. Medical interpreters are people who are trained in the art of interpreting. Interpreting is not simply being bilingual. There's the ethical portion of it. There's the privacy portion. There's the culture brokering portion. Plus, on top of that, and the most important factor is being versed in medical terminology.
What Clinical Languages provides for our department is a bridge to gain patients' trust in a very short amount of time. We're not patients' primary care physicians, and we potentially do very invasive, life-altering procedures. And it's very important that for patients who aren't English proficient that we gain their trust and their understanding of what exactly it is we are planning to do, and there are alternatives to that procedure.
Today's healthcare is perpetually changing, and the demographic changes nationally have resulted in the population composing 1/3 of minorities, and it's estimated that in 2042 those minorities will become majorities. So I think all in all, we did put Oakwood in a very good position to be competitive, at the same time to be community competitive too. One of the major studies that we did that influenced decision making in terms of clinical care was the study that we did in the labor and delivery department.
We studied patients, some who had medical interpretive services and those that did not, and compared the length of stay after a C-section. We found that there was a significant difference of those who had interpretive services compared to the ones who did not. Their length of stay was actually decreased from the average length of stay that we expected. Those who did not have medical interpretive services, their stay actually increased. For Oakwood, it's a great benefit because we save resources. We actually make the patient happier because they're able to go home earlier with their baby to enjoy with the rest of their family.
They're a critical part of our team. We use them frequently when we have patients that are either uncertain of their language skills when it comes to speaking English, or when we're trying to express things that we're not exactly certain how they're going to take it if it's not spoken in their native language.
We find that they're on time, they're very efficient in terms of getting there. They do not impede the flow of the conversation in the room. If anything, they enhance it. And in terms of my decision making and my overall patient care, I think it's added a significant benefit.
I would tell any physician at Oakwood Hospital, do not hesitate to use them. The service itself, they're prompt, they're extremely respectful, they're well versed in what we need to know and what we need to communicate. They bridge that very important cultural and language barrier and really help us get at the core of why we're here, which is to help these patients.
What I like is, you're able to make a difference, and every day, every moment, I'm really excited to come to work because I feel I can make a difference one way or another. Yeah, actually, in every encounter with the patient, there is this unforgettable story or this unique experience. Now, either because you helped a patient or simply because you were there for a patient and you helped calm a patient fear.
When my baby was born, I was 24 weeks pregnant. When she was taken to the intensive care unit, I didn't understand what was happening, and I had to ask for help so that they could get me an interpreter, so I would know what was happening with my baby. They made me feel good, even though I didn't speak the language. They made me feel as if I knew how to speak it, because she was there whenever I needed her. I feel proud of everything the doctors did for my girl. I think it's going to be an experience I am never going to forget because of all the help I received and all the things they did for me.
Sometimes those little things are what matter the most. Sometimes it's not about that technical service as much as it is about the human touch, about the compassion also. So these really leave an impact.
It's all about you as a patient. We speak of that in so many areas. Patients come first, our credo, even the interpretation of the credo, from compassion to respect to diversity. And I think that when you say we specialize in you, probably at the Clinical Language Services, we can say we truly specialize in you and we can interpret that for you.
احلى اوكوود احلى مستشفى في العالم كله يعني.
The best hospital in the whole world, the best hospital in America, and the best hospital in the Detroit area.
احنا اوكوود. Thank you لاوكوود. Thank you لاوكوود. Thank you لاوكوود.
Thank you for Oakwood.